Congratulations to them. It was a hot day today, and this is insulting. 96 degrees. Are you kidding me? We hit 96 degrees at MSY. So the rain clouds did nothing for our temperatures. Well, kind of too little too late as we started to see an increase in cloud cover late in the afternoon. And most of the thunderstorms still not really affecting much of our viewing area. Bayou parishes, and not all the bayou parishes, and some of the river parishes have been getting in on these thunderstorms. Now the models, I will say, even as of late yesterday, did not indicate this complex of storms moving out of Texas. What it did indicate was maybe a few pop-up thunderstorms, and obviously we're seeing a lot more than that, although what the models are saying for the rest of this afternoon. And note that they're not doing a great job of what we call initializing, meaning the models don't really know where the storms are right now, so how do you know where they're going to be later on? Well, this is the only model that has a decent idea of where those storms are at the moment. And over the next couple of hours, while we may see a little bit more easterly motion, we're also going to see the storms continue to wind down, and then the rest of the evening and night we ought to be fairly quiet. Hopefully it's wrong. We do see a little bit more of that rainfall move our way, because boy, we could use some of these cooling showers. But notice our lightning as they really intensified over southwest and central Louisiana. Our amount of lightning continues to decrease, so these are on a weakening trend. Hopefully we get a little bit of rainfall out of it. If nothing else, it would help to cool us off as we're still in the upper 80s, although again, 96 for a high. Rain in the vicinity of Kenner. Let's see if it makes it to the airport. A dew point of 75, and believe it or not, the humidity is not as bad as it was yesterday. So we only tied the record today. That record stood for 71 years, or at least 71 years today. And our morning low 78. We're still running well above normal in terms of our morning lows and well above the afternoon highs. 70 degrees at rain cooled air over in Morgan City. We could use some of those downpours here. If you remember yesterday, dew points had been upper 70s and low 80s. Now we have more lower mid 70s and a few upper 70s. So the humidity actually did come down, but we still have plenty of a heat index, although below the criteria for a heat advisory. It was still plenty hot, obviously hitting 96 degrees. And within those thunderstorms, you can get some gusty winds, and that really is the main threat from the thunderstorms over the next couple of hours, would be some of those gustier winds and maybe even some small hail. This is the pattern that we're under over the next couple of days, and this is what's kind of complicating our forecast. The storm path is following the upper high. This is what had dominated our weather for so long, and those storms do come generally out of Texas. The big question is, do they come out of Texas and move right over southeast Louisiana? Do they stay up to our north? Do they kind of move south and stay maybe more over the Houston and Lake Charles area? That is when it becomes a little bit more difficult of figuring out exactly where these little complexes of storms come from. And that is going to be the trend over the next several days. We will see more of these disturbances moving out of Texas. It's just a kind of a question of exactly then where do they go. The one that developed here was kind of a surprise. None of the models indicated this complex of storms moving our way. What's also helping us out in terms of maybe better rain chances is we will have this weak frontal system kind of hanging right near the coast. So we'll have the disturbances, but also at times you get a little bit of energy that rides along that frontal boundary. And so maybe some scattered or body to scattered showers over the coming days. Although as of right now, the model's not overly aggressive with our rain chances in the coming days. Certainly nothing like what we have to our west during the day today. But this will at least be a pattern keeping in at best isolated rain chance, because these little upper disturbances, this energy aloft, will be in place for the next several days, at least helping to trigger some form of rainfall. We also have this upper troughing up to our northwest or northeast, and that has been bringing in some slightly less humid air. So overall, the trend for the next several days will be kind of a daily rain chance, some days greater coverage than others, but also more of a normal heat. Not a big cool down, believe me, but at least upper 80s to lower 90s, so a little closer to where we should be for our temperatures and for our humidity, more seasonable feel for the rest of this week. So that means we wrap up May and head into June on more of a normal note. We'll keep the mention of some isolated to spotty to scattered showers in the forecast through the weekend and early next week.